My name is Robert Felson, and I am a technician here at the agricultural testing facility here at Navajo Agricultural Products Industry. I have been here for 12 years, and it'll be 13 years in September of this year. I grew up in a location outside of Gallup, New Mexico, known as Church Rock, or where the Red Rocks are. And I grew up and was raised there in the community. And I have to say that growing up there kind of elaborated on where I wanted to go in life. I looked at the community around me, and I come from a community where alcoholism was a primary factor in a lot of the families that lived in the surrounding area, as well as poverty. And I knew from that point that I wanted a life better than that. And I wanted to perceive my goals and expectations, and it allowed me to explore different opportunities that I wanted to fulfill my life goals and expectations. I like to think that a lot of my skills in communication and a lot of my innovative ideas came from my childhood, because we live in a world today where technology likes to take control of the lives of many of the young people that are growing up. And technology wasn't something that was around, such as iPads, laptops, and all these different devices. So I was allowed to communicate. I think communication is something that, in a sense, that today is something that I think a lot of our young adults and children lack, because they're so in tune with technology from their phones and their tablets and video games. But back then, I think it allowed me to be more communicative with my friends, childhood neighbors, and my family members, where a typical day would be being outside, playing around with my friends, and having that community state. I think that is something that is very important as far as being successful in the future. I think being in high school, I think we're living in a different era. I think the most important thing that I want to address in that is I wish they had taught skills about life, talked about what a credit score is, how to apply for financial aid, how to apply for scholarships. Those are things that we were never told, we were never instructed to do. Is always about studies, history, English, being in sports. And I think that's an important factor of being able to elaborate on those types of skills in high school. But personally, I think the skills that I really entwined with my professional development is communication. One of my least favorite subjects in school was English, but turns out later on throughout the years, English was a primary component of what I wanted to do in life. And I never used to like writing papers. It used to be one of the horrific moments in high school because I just did not like writing papers. I guess you could say I was lazy, but it's not that I couldn't do it, but it's just that I didn't want to do it. But later on down the line, I was told that I had very great writing skills, and that's something I've adapted currently that has evolved over my professional development within education and my career goals. My typical day at work comes in, my day is 8 to 5. Sometimes I am required to work on weekends, depending on the time of day and the season. Right now we are in the beginning era of the alfalfa season. And from there we are pretty much busy throughout the season, from the late May all the way into late October. That's when our season particularly runs for alfalfa, but it depends on each crop. But basically my day starts off coming into the facility, looking at what we have a board of records of what has come in as far as samples, and that meaning anywhere from our raw product to a refined product, from soil, plant, water, and depending on what has been submitted from the prior day, we are able to process it, we're able to analyze it, and then interpret data for our crop management, marketing, sales team. That way they're able to do their jobs to make sure that the market trends are aligned with our competitive advantages for marketing our products, selling our products, and being able to provide for the regional community and national communities. My favorite part of my job, I think, comes as a whole with an organization. I like the fact that this emblem I have here, it says Navajo Pride. We are a Navajo entity with the Navajo Nation. And behind that, we are able to champion our products and be competitive within the market. And being a part of an organization as a whole, I think we're working towards a strategic goal. And being able to be a part of that, I think it's quite unique. And I think in the future, it will lead to more opportunities, more growth within what we've already established. So being a part of a team that appreciates not only the cultural aspect, but also the evaluation of what teamwork really is. And I guess from every component down from our different staff, from laborers to technicians to the management team, we're all one team, and I like the fact of how everyone likes to work towards working the goals that are laid out for the success of an operation. The best part of the day that I looked forward to would be the days that I'm challenged. I'm an individual that likes to be challenged, and I think that's when I thrive the most. And even if it's from a technical aspect, if it's with a machinery, if it's with trying to articulate for instance, if we are questioned about certain results or data interpretation, it's always my understanding to back the quality, the precision, and the accuracy of our department, because that's what we stand for. And it's in my job responsibility to ensure that I am doing everything in my duty and in my capacity to ensure that the data that we are given to help our organization grow is valid and it's valued. No, there isn't a certification that is needed or a license. However, you do need a strong educational background within agriculture, whether if it's with soil science, chemistry, agribusiness, or biology. Those are great, an educational background that you would need in order to be able to have the necessary components and skills to proactively complete your jobs and your responsibilities here. Currently, I'm in a discussion with NAPI management to ensure that my growth and developments here at NAPI are aligned with where I want to go within the company. Secondly, I'm currently a year away from obtaining my Master's of Business Administration degree with Villanova University with a concentration in marketing and in strategic management. That way I can feel I can be a better asset not only to my future opportunities, but also to the company as a whole, to be able to help the company grow and be successful in the future. In 5 years, well, hopefully I'm still here. But thinking about it in 5 years, I hope to have developed a marketing department here for Navajo agricultural products industry. And being that I'm talking about growing the marketing values for NAPI, being able to strategically meet the market trend, the demographics, being able to be competitive not only regionally but nationally, and to ensure that the products that we have are continue to be high quality. And pretty much I just hope to be able to elaborate my skills and create growth and opportunities within the company. And if my job show does take me elsewhere, I also have the goal to create my own consulting firm in marketing and strategic management, where my background will fit and meet the future components of where I want to be as far as my career developments. And educationally, I hope to have completed or almost completed my doctorate degree in business law. I'm always a person that likes to be proactive and dealing with people, whether if it's in an educational setting or professional setting. And the interpersonal skills that has evolved over the years, I have to say, is it's not always a good thing just to be quick to respond, but to also just sometimes just to listen And listening sometimes can give you that development that you need in any type of setting, whether it's in your work, whether it's in a school setting, where it's within your family. Sometimes just listening is all you need to do. That way you're able to incorporate what is being said, you're able to put it through your thought process. And from that thought process, you're able to articulate the valued points, the main conceptions, and how you want to perceive each, either there was resolution or response that is needed. So taking time for yourself to be able to evaluate what is being done, I think, is an important concept that anyone could learn and adapt to.